You vote because you're excited about what the country can be, not because you're afraid of what the country is. That's basically what the Democrats are trying to do is hold you hostage. They're going to say, look, there's going to be protests, there's going to be coronavirus, there's going to be death, there's going to be BLM, there's going to be Antifa, there's going to be all these things until you get rid of Donald Trump. That's blackmail. That is holding a gun to your head and forcing you to vote one way or the other. And people don't, Americans don't do that. We're not scared. We know better. We go in there and we vote for the person we want to be president. Not one time in the history of this country has somebody won on a presidential election, because the other party just hated the other candidate so much. It's never happened. The candidate that wins is always the candidate that is more impassioned, that makes people feel good about where they are, who they are, and where they're going. And that's the same with one-term. One-term presidents they're not one-term presidents because everybody votes against them. They need somebody to vote for. And if you look at just the recent history, George H.W. Bush was a one-term president. All right. And he was a one-term president because he was mediocre. He had a tough act to follow. Ronald Reagan was a great president. Everybody loved Ronald Reagan. There was tremendous peace and prosperity under Ronald Reagan, well, with the exception of the Cold War. But at least we didn't obliterate ourselves with nuclear weapons. And Ronald Reagan did one of the most amazing things in the world. He broke down communism in the Soviet Union. So, check one for Ronald Reagan. Following that act is difficult for anybody. And George H.W. Bush came in. He didn't do a bad job. He didn't do a great job. But then lo and behold, here comes young, beautiful, attractive, saxophone playing, smooth talking, Arkansas, model-esque Bill Clinton. And he rolls in with his little southern drawl, and he just wows everybody. He's so charismatic, and he sleeps with enough women to get him the nomination and eventually beat George H.W. Bush. It wasn't that people were voting against George H.W. Bush. They just saw in Bill Clinton this amazing, glimmering, attractive person. And yet, of course, that's what they want America to. That's the leader of the free world, right? That's what we want. That's our John F. Kennedy. So you can't look at Joe Biden and think this is the guy that people are going to vote for. People don't vote against anyone. Your presidential vote, your ballot is way too important. What's going to happen is people may not vote for Donald Trump. There may be Trump voters out there who have turned. They're like, look, I liked him in 2016, but now with the tweets and the Black Lives Matter protests and then he's got all these other flubs and he's mean to the press. I just can't stand to vote for him again. That's fine. Doesn't mean they're going to vote for Joe Biden. Because when someone tells you, I voted for Trump before, but I can't do it now, know this. It's not because they see anything in Joe Biden that is inspiring them to give him their vote. And you don't win an election because the other guy is worse than you.